Hey, what is up, everybody? So I was gonna make like a full-fledged film, like the things I usually do with like the iPhone 6, Still Worth It, and all that videos, but decided to make a different approach and just talk about like one-on-one, just real with you, because I haven't made one of these in a while. And because these next couple of weeks are basically going to be iPhone 8 related videos, because I'm getting the iPhone 8 this Friday, and this video is probably gonna be released on Tuesday, so I just wanted to get all these videos out there so we all can be like on the same page and you guys still like me and respect me, so I'm just not making all iPhone 8 videos. But with all that set aside, I want to be talking about the iPhone 5S and pretty much whether you should go buy it, if it's worth it in 2017. This is more of the late 2017 review. I've done one of these earlier this year, but a lot of things have changed since then. But just to walk you through the body, this I did get it used and you can tell it's really not in that bad condition. Obviously it's not perfect. Specifically my home button stopped working, but that's only because I dropped it on the floor. It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but dude, it's all good. We'll get through it. And I personally think that the iPhone 5S was the best looking iPhone Apple has ever made, and it goes to show because they copied the same design with the iPhone SE, which I have here. And you know, I like this design too. This design is awesome. Obviously it's the same exact design from this and the iPhone 5S. So obviously the iPhone 5S did something right. Now turning it on, we are presented with a 4-inch screen. You guys pretty much already know most of the specs. It has an 8 megapixel camera on the front, dual flash, Touch ID 1 on the front, 1 gig of RAM, dual core processor. And since it just got iOS 11, I made so many videos and an official video of iOS 11 about the betas and the official version. So if you guys want to see more features about those, definitely check one of those videos out there on my channel. But overall, I would say iOS 11 runs fairly well on this thing. There are a few stutters here and there. And you can tell that sometimes if I'm scrolling through, there's a few glitches. Like if I'm going like this, you'll see that there's like a little bit of a glitch here and there. But overall, the experience is obviously fine. So if we're going to talk about speed and performance, I will have to say you can't talk about those without having these little glitches. And obviously you just saw a glitch literally just happen right now. I literally just tapped on the home button and this stuff's happening. So I'm not really sure, especially when you update to a new system like this with iOS 11, expect to have some weird things like that happen, especially if the home button doesn't work. So let's talk about speed and performance a little bit. I downloaded a bunch of kind of like higher intensity games, and what I like to do is just kind of boot them up and play them a little bit and see how they perform. And right now I can tell you that the iPhone 5S is already getting a little bit hot. And since this phone came out in 2013, with every new software version, these games that are being updated are basically suited for the newer phones. So with the iPhone 7, 8, the 6S, even the 6, when it gets down to the 5S, because this is rocking the A7 chip from Apple, it has a hard time keeping up with some games. I'm not going to say all the games. If you play Dead Trigger 2, it runs fairly well, I'm not going to lie. Load times are a little bit long, but as you can see, the graphics are pretty decent. So running through, playing these little games and stuff, I very rarely see any like dropped frames. Just a few glitches here and there. But one game that I do see a lot of glitches in is Real Racing 3. And this game, even though I played a lot, it really does speak mountains about the speed and performance of a phone. And I can tell you right now, dude, this phone is getting kind of hot. So here we're playing, right? And literally just from the beginning, you can see sometimes you'll see some like glitches here and there. When I played on my iPhone 6, I'll be honest, you can barely even ever see glitches. And people say there's very little difference between the 5S and the 6, but when you play heavier games, you can tell there's a little bit of a difference between the glitches here and there. But I mean, it's completely playable, as you can see. So basically, I would sum up the speed and performance as pretty decent, not spectacular. As this phone progresses in age, it's only going to get slower and slower. And here it just kind of just stopped. I don't even know what's going on with it right now. So the stability of this phone is, I mean, I would sum it up as it's still getting updates, okay? So it's going to be stable for a little bit longer. It's not going to be getting iOS 12, I don't think, but it's going to get all the iOS 11 updates, just like the iPhone 5 got all the iOS 10 updates. So I will put it this way. This phone wouldn't be the first phone I would recommend to people, you know? It's a solid phone if you need a somewhat dependable phone. I mean, this phone, you can make calls with it, text with it, everything of basic features, pictures come out okay. I mean, don't expect to make DSLR photos out of this or anything, but I mean, it's a pretty decent sensor. It's a stable phone for sure. The biggest problem I would run into with this phone specifically, there's two of them, and they're basically the two main components of any phone, is battery life and the power of it. So battery life, this phone has deteriorated in battery quite a bit. It's got 4 to 5 years of deterioration. By the time you see this video, maybe it's next year. But as of right now, it's 4 years, and I mean, for me making this video, it's already died down like 7%, and I've only been making this video for like 6 minutes. So, and power of it, I mean, it only has 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it has the Apple A7 chip, and this phone is not getting any faster from this point, you know? Sure, there are little like glitches and nicks and kinks and whatever that word is here and there, those are going to be chilled out a little bit. But for overall a package, the iPhone 5s is getting a little bit old now. And since the iPhone 8 came out, the iPhone 5s prices have steeped down even more. I just have a hard time recommending this for people. It's not a bad phone. If your grandma needs a phone or your little 7-year-old kid needs a phone, tell your grandparents I said sorry, but they don't need a lot of power to run, everyday tasks, because all they really need is just like everything they need is right here: phone call, internet, and messages. They don't need anything else, and maybe the camera, right? So I would say get an iPhone 5s if it's for your kids, or if it's for someone who doesn't really need a phone, or even a trap phone if you're running off and you just need like a quick phone if you're going hiking or something. This is not a bad phone either. You can get one of these for literally like $50 and just throw in your book bag and call it a day. But for everyone else, if you're a student, if you're like a worker, you have a job, and your phone is kind of really important in your life, you need like access to it quickly and a stable phone that's going to last you for a little bit longer, get an iPhone 6 at the bare minimum. It's not the best phone. They're really cheap now, and you can get one and it'll be a little bit of a better experience than getting an iPhone 5s. You can always get an SE, and if you want to jump up a little bit, you can get a 6s or a 7. Those have gone down in value since the iPhone 8 came out. So I would recommend getting, either of those phones. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Is the iPhone 5s worth it? Yes, it is for some people. For a majority of people watching this video, it's not worth it to you though. Sorry if I offended anybody, guys. I love this phone. I really do. You just can't recommend a phone that's not going to be, the best for you at a certain point. I hope that makes sense. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit me up on all the social networks you see on the screen. Just follow me, dude. It takes me forever to edit and shoot all these videos. And look at these lights, dude. These purple lights. You guys have to freaking hit those follow buttons and add me on Snapchat, all that stuff. You guys already know. If this video did help you out, though, please hit that like button. That'll help me know which videos do better and stuff. Comment if you guys have any questions or concerns. If you guys think the iPhone 5s is still worth it. To everybody, let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion, because I might not be right. I'm just giving my opinion. Your opinion might be different. I love to hear it. But if you're extremely new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get 20,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but I need all the supporters I can. So dude, please hit that subscribe button. I would love you literally if you do that. But more importantly than anything else I've said in this video, I love all of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.